Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch Mexico's best.
Carry with us. The forest is find a forest near you and start exploring. Discover the forest. Just put in your zip code. Friendly outdoor destination.
Poked away by Bishop. Bishop takes off. Here comes the money. Up and in. Taylor.
And reconnect with your family.
Well, here's Bishop once again. Little scoop and score. Back-to-back steals and scoop and scores.
Mieta, catch and shoot. Yes, nylon. First field goal of the night for Jace Mieta.
Chavez, coast to coast.
Game day on quiet week. Well, quiet week depending on what you are. Shedeur is a Pro Bowler, and boy, we had a great one in college basketball last night. Good morning, boys and girls, and Merry Tuesday to you. Thank you for finding us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
What'd it do?
Do a lot. I think a lot of reports that over the next, 24 to 36 hours, a lot of these NFL jobs are going to get filled. The Bills and the Browns and whatever else is left open. So we'll keep an eye open on that. Big day for Lobo basketball. They will be in Vegas, where they will play UNLV in a game that this one always, I think, jumps off the schedule a little bit year in and year out for Lobo fan because, JJ, I told you this last week. I find this to be a really, really typical UNLV team in the respect that their record doesn't knock your socks off. As Eric Olin told us on the show yesterday, their metrics aren't spectacular, but then you turn on the tape or you turn on the film and you say, damn, they can beat anyone. And the fact is they can beat anyone, and the record shows it out. They're athletic enough to beat anyone. They go on the road, a week and a half ago, I went up to Logan where supposedly it's impossible to win. They beat Utah State. You look at some of the games that they beat Memphis on the road. They beat Stanford on the road. Stanford's a nice team, but then yet they got the UT Martin loss at home, and they've got the Tennessee State loss. So who are they? But in league play, I think this is an athletic team. I think Gibbs Lawhorn is a terrific scorer. This is one of those games that if it doesn't, and I know it does, it should have your attention.
Of course, this is a squad. Every team has that one dude. That one dude that can go off. And then it just comes down to the talent around them. And the thing about UNLV is that they have that one dude in Gibbs Lawhorn who's averaging 17.6 points per game. and then they have enough athleticism around him that makes it interesting, that makes things really tough on you. And the freshmen in this game are going to be fun to watch. That's something that Jeff Grammer highlighted yesterday in his column. But yeah, Tyron Jones, a 6'9" dude, that's one of those agitators in the middle, athletic, stretch you a little bit, cause you problems. And then Isaac Williamson coming off the bench. So you have young talent that's shown to be consistent on both sides of the floor, a big-time scorer for UNLV. And just those moments you get hot, especially at home. Thomas and Mack is a weird place to be because it's not a crazy environment. We've all been in that arena. You know what it can be like if you're there a little bit early and it's not full and the energy's not right. So you got to be locked in yourself. And that's the challenge in conference play for even the men when you're on the road at different venues, of being able to lock in, because sometimes you can feed off a ruckus road environment, and it's not going to be one of those, and you got a pesky team that's good enough to beat you there.
Late night, it'll be a 9 o'clock start, 8 o'clock Vegas time. That means a 8:30 pregame over on News Radio KKOB. Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green will be courtside the Thomas and Mack Center for a game between the Lobos and the Rebels. UNLV is 10-9 overall. They are 5-3 in conference play. That puts them a game and a half behind New Mexico and Utah State, who are both 7-2 headed into this one. And I look at it, man, and it's just one of those games that gets my attention every year. And this is an interesting week because you've got these two, and then you know what's coming next week. You got to go on the road this week to UNLV. You'll come back home, as Eric Owens said, and go to class because I guess that's part of the equation here for college student athletes. And then up to San Jose State, where we know what happened last year. I mean, you go up to that place, and again, totally different team. Everybody's different, but you go up to that environment up there, and San Jose State lulled you to sleep and beat you at the end, and that's the team right now that hosts Boise State tonight. So in the league tonight, Lobos will be the late game. CBS Sportsnet, they're at UNLV. New Mexico is a 4.5-point favorite as we sit here right now. 8 o'clock, you get Boise State at San Jose State. The FS1 game tonight actually is really an interesting one. How does Nevada bounce back from their loss in the pit? They get Grand Canyon at home. The Pack is a 4.5-point favorite at home over Grand Canyon. Interesting little slate tonight.
It's fun. Just as you look at that group right there, Utah State, New Mexico at 7-2, as you just laid out. Nevada and Grand Canyon positioning, angling, stay in striking distance of San Diego State, especially if you've gone a little run, see if the Aztecs trip up. This is what you want to see, halfway through conference play. Is a really competitive conference at the top with opportunity. Aztecs
at 8-1 will play tomorrow at home against Colorado State, and of course Utah State, who's tied with New Mexico at 7-2 in conference play. They play tomorrow night at home in Logan. They get a Wyoming team who suddenly, after playing really, really well, has hit the skids a little bit. They've lost 4 of their last 5 and 5 of their last 7. They broke their 4-game losing streak with a 4-point win at home over San Jose State. What happened to them? Were they just fool's gold? Anybody get hurt for them? What happened?
I think that's who they are. They were never going to be a team that really was going to be upper half of the Mountain West Conference.
Because they built their metrics by beating Austin Peay and Fullerton and Norfolk State and Denver and Dartmouth.
And then that Laramie trip. There's tough trips in this league, and you're just like, all right, can they get someone? But we've seen, especially the top teams recently. Just think about that San Diego State team. Go in there, handle their business, leave no doubt,
and they left no doubt.
And that's what we've seen with Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean they went in there and left no doubt. All right, phone numbers to get in today: 505-246-0610. Emails: Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, JJ is _JJ Buck. It's a great follow. If you're not following him, you should be. On TV, we are on Xfinity, channel 26, throughout the state of New Mexico. Adrian is up this morning and producing that show for you. We're also on our Facebook page. You can watch us there, The OD in the AM. That is available for you, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Guest list today: Ryan Berryman is going to be in studio at 8 o'clock this morning. Ryan is the interim athletic director at the University of New Mexico. Good dude, just incredibly talented at what he does. Really good story on you want a story about a guy who worked his way up, like worked his way through the athletic department. It's him. No guarantee that he gets the job because there's a national search going on, but he is the guy now. And with all the stuff that's going on, we're going to get through. He's leading the charge right now, both here in Albuquerque and in Santa Fe, in regards to the stadium renovation, the $50 million ask at legislature, the phases, and he's been part of that. So we want to talk to him about that, talk to him about the state of college athletics, everything that's going on. If you've got questions for Ryan, he's going to be in studio and looking forward to that. That's coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll have a sweet deal for you in the 8 o'clock hour as well. Also today, we've got a pair of Luke Bryan tickets to give away. I don't even believe these tickets are on sale yet. I think they go on sale Friday.
We have 2 chances today.
All right, well, we're going to do that coming up at 7. What time do we break? 7:40? What time am I supposed to break? 7:45?
Yeah.
7:43?
That range.
All right, we'll do it at 7:43 and at 9:10 this morning. All right, you down with that? So Luke Bryan's a big show that's coming to the Isleta Amphitheater, and we'll have 2 tickets to give away twice today. That's 2 pairs. The show is June 13th at the Isleta Amphitheater. They do not go on sale to the public until Friday, so you can win them before you can purchase them right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Sound. Of course, a whole slew of NFL stuff going on as things move now. Pro Bowl games are this week. And did you catch the game last night between the number 1 team in the country on the road at BYU? It was a spectacular game and almost a stunning finish. I want to get into that as well. We got a lot to do. 505-246-0610. When we come back, he had one of the worst QBRs in the history of the Browns, let alone, period. But he will be a Pro Bowler. How on earth does all that happen? We're going to get there when we return. Fellas, how you feeling? You feeling sluggish, a little tired? You're just not feeling like you anymore? I got some help for you because this might be signs of low testosterone. And Vita Vital Medical is your local experts right here in Albuquerque, specializing in making you feel better. They specialize in hormone therapy, testosterone replacement, ED solutions, peptide therapy. All of this will help you restore your strength, your energy, your confidence, your performance. And they are local. They know it works. It's proven what they do makes guys feel better. They'll get you back in the game with a program that's focused on you. So this isn't one size fit all. That's not what this is. Go in here, take this, scram, feel better. They sit down, they talk to you, they listen to you. You tell them what's going on. What are you feeling? What's going on with your body? How long has it been? What are your symptoms? And what is it you want? What are your goals? And what they do is create a plan that's tailored to you. And you feel better. Don't sit on the sidelines anymore. Take action today. Feel better now. Vita Vital Medical Center's number is 505-240-8559. 505-240-8559. They're online at VitaVitalMedical.com. That's V-I-D as in David A, V-I-T as in Thomas A-L. VitaVitalMedical.com. Get back to being the man you know you are. Feel alive again with Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's hormone health experts.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop. I find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain.
Are this week. So it's the week off, right? That week between the championship game and the Super Bowl. I don't know if Shedeur Sanders has a bonus clause in his deal that if you make the Pro Bowl, you get more money. Most guys do, right? At least, I don't know if a fifth-round pick, 144th pick overall, who started 7 games, has that. But Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. He started 7 games. He completed 56.9% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Ran for 169 yards and a touchdown. The Browns were 3-4. That defines a Pro Bowler. Good morning, boys and girls. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, the AFC's quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl games were Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, and Drake May. Well, Herbert and Allen have injuries at the end of the season. Drake May's busy. He's playing in the Super Bowl. Other AFC quarterbacks, including Patrick Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, all suffered end of the season. Trevor Lawrence was a top alternate, but he's opted to not play. So Sanders was selected as one of the 4 alternate selections at quarterback. Cool. I look, man, I'm not going to hate on Shedeur Sanders because I actually like what he's doing. I like his progression, and I'm going to end up probably really liking his story, right? From where he was drafted to maybe getting humbled a little bit to I think he's going to end up being the starting quarterback next year for the Cleveland Browns. Now, is he going to be a good NFL quarterback? Let's watch. This, to me, I wasn't watching the flag football and guys throwing through tires, and I probably wasn't watching anyway. It just says to me, cool. Like, that's what the Pro Bowl is. And I know it's the most easy thing in the world for anybody with a microphone to knock the Pro Bowl. I get it. And I hate piling on. I think you know me better than that. I usually go the other way. But this just illustrates, hey, man, you know,
You haven't needed to watch Pro Bowl
Ever.
in a long time.
Ever.
I wouldn't say ever,
I probably. But okay.
because they used to at least hit and tackle some back in the day and just play a little bit
Kind of.
of football. It's still an exhibition all-star game. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, what are people expecting? You're not going to get guys. It doesn't matter the sport. Like, it's not. There was one Pete Rose incident, right? There's one Pete Rose, like, this is the all-star game. I'm playing it like every other game. You're just not going to get that. And I think what the evolution of exhibition all-star games for football, it just needs to go away. No one wants to watch flag football. If they want to announce Pro Bowl rosters, say, hey, these are the Pro Bowlers. Not alternates, these are the Pro Bowlers this season. Those dudes get their bonus because they played to a certain level to be a Pro Bowler. And then you don't have QB 17, 18, and 19 getting on Pro Bowl rosters because no one else wants to play. So announce your list just like an all-conference team would. Say, here's your NFL Pro Bowlers. And if you want to highlight something, just do throwing competitions. Do stuff where the guys are out there.
Isn't that kind of what they're doing?
No, because they're playing a flag football. Like,
Aren't they doing that as well, though?
Not to extent. Like, just
That's
make it
their
all
home run
that.
contest, and they're
Just go all in
Dunk.
on that. And then you have them mic'd up. You can do your interviews. You can have your talking points. But to just try to say, hey, we need to play a flag football game, so we need Shedeur Sanders to be a Pro Bowl quarterback. No one wants to see that.
I just all of that is right, and I don't know. Like we've discussed this a zillion times, as is everybody else. There's no remedy. I think the baseball All-Star game is a game, right? I think of all your All-Star games, Major League Baseball, 'cause you can play baseball, or guys like, you got a guy coming in to pitch for one batter, two batters, or three batters, and whatever. But you can play baseball. The NBA is a joke because they don't play defense. The NHL is a joke. They don't play defense. They don't hit. The NFL is become what this is. And I don't know if there's an answer. I don't even know that, to your point, that there needs to be an answer. But I do believe you make a mockery of it. And you open yourself up for this when it is clear. And I get it. You've got to fill slots, right? Somebody's got to be the first round pick, right? At a year where there's not a really good quarterback, but somebody's got to fill those slots. And I feel bad for Shedeur in some respects because he was next man up because the other 8 dudes or 9 dudes or 10 dudes or 11 dudes didn't want in.
Yeah, it's to me just embrace I like Saturday night of All-Star Weekend. Where there's
NFL?
Of NBA, excuse me.
Okay.
Or the home run derby aspect to it, where it's just we're just celebrating the game. We're not trying to force something on you. Have a skills competition. Have some guys out there. Because when it gets to this point, even when they were playing regular football and you still got alternate 5, 6, 7, or 8, it feels weird. Now the thing is, it's still going to be probably the most watched thing this weekend on TV.
It might be
because the NFL's attached to it. But from a entertainment standpoint, I think just embracing like just straight up skills, announce your Pro Bowler, and it would bring a little more buzz back to being a Pro Bowler, where you're not announcing Shedeur Sanders as a Pro Bowl quarterback and going, really? This is like anything else. Your all-conference team doesn't play an all-star game, but you're announced as an all-conference player in college or an all-pro, or being a Pro Bowler would matter more if it's just announced and you're not getting 170 guys end up being on the Pro Bowl roster because no one wants to play flag football.
Here's something Shedeur can put on his shelf. Shedeur is the first 5th-round rookie to make the Pro Bowl since Puka Nacua. So him and Puka Nacua are the same. Look, he's going to go out there. Hopefully he has fun. Hopefully he's embraced by the players who are there. The narrative, they created it. And I don't know that they had anywhere else to go, JJ. I mean, in the AFC, where are you going? Josh Allen's hurt. Stop. Right? Drake May's in the Super Bowl. The Jets don't have a quarterback. Lamar's hurt. Who else is it? Who else is on their damn roster? Is Lamar on the roster? Who else is on? What other quarterbacks are on the roster? Do you know?
I don't.
I mean, is C.J. Stroud on there? Is Aaron Rodgers on there? Like, who are the AFC quarterbacks? All right, that's enough. Like, honestly. It's just crazy. And I know it is to you, but like good for him, I guess. Go enjoy yourself, young man, and you know what? You go there, you belong there. They invited you, you belong. And that's what I would tell him. Go have fun. He won his first NFL start, and he registered the second worst completion percentage since week 11, which was his NFL debut. He threw an NFL high 10 interceptions in the last 8 years. He was pressured on 51% of his drop back, blitzed the 7th lowest. That's what the NFL. All right, NFL other stuff. Jonathan Gannon, the former Cardinals coach, is now the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. I like that a lot. Jonathan Gannon had a ton of success as defensive coordinator in Philadelphia. He goes over. Micah Parsons comes back next year. You figure he's healthy. That was a really, 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 really good defense.
They're going to be a solid defense, and they'll have that runway for Michael Parsons to work himself back. The injury did happen late in the season. But still, for this overall cycle, when we're talking about head coaches or even potential coordinators, it was a year of we're going with the guy that has the resume. Whether it's Gannon going to Green Bay, the DC, McDaniel going in to be the Chargers OC. This was a year for an NFL franchise. If you're looking at filling some high positions, you had dudes that have been there, done that.
Yeah, I think that's right. To me, it's going to be interesting to watch the Chargers deal. To watch Jim Harbaugh, with Mike McDaniel, who seemed to be, and again, you and I don't know either one of these guys, but seem to be completely opposite personalities. Just seem to be completely opposite philosophy, right? The Harbaugh thing is run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. McDaniel's thing is, no, man, let's spread it out. Tons of motion.
Not necessarily. He's very innovative in the run game.
Okay.
Was McDaniel.
All right.
But it's still, I think what they want to see is, all right, can we get Herbert some easier looks with the motions and a different style of bringing some of that flair? Because they're still going to run the football. Because the head coach wants to run the football. And when you look at Devon Achane, what he kind of developed into.
Why don't we stop doing that?
You know, I mean, in Miami, and if Hampton is healthy, you got to be excited. But again, you know, Jeff, with the Chargers, are they ever going to be healthy?
Well, I mean, don't you have to kind of wonder, was it the Niners who looked into, was there some sort of sonic sound going on around their training facility that was causing all their injuries? Wasn't that like last week's story? There was some.
So it's by like a power plant.
Right.
And online, because you know that's where we go for all our real hardcore scientific research is social media.
Yeah.
Some stories popped up. They actually had some, I think it was like Juwan Jennings, like someone in the locker room actually mentioned it. And so last week, John Lynch was like, I guess we got to look into this.
So they're looking into the sounds
Are we too
from
close
to this power plant.
Yeah, are we too close to power lines?
Right, where the waves make, is that what's causing all of our injuries? Because we have a silly reactor.
That was my problem. I grew up under power lines. So.
We used to play at the power lines. There was big grass fields, right? Remember, right? I think that's still a thing. Where the towers are? Like
the park right by our house, power lines right over it.
Yeah,
what are they doing to us?
We had a sand lot, literal sand lot that we would play everything on, and then hey, let's go up the street, like a block and a half up the street, were grass power lines, and we would go up and we'd get grass, and we could play whatever we wanted to. Yeah, but that was the power. That is now I'm starting to figure it out. Not why I am what I am, or because of it. All right, when we get back, I want to get into just a tremendous game last night. The number one team in the country got pushed. Free throws, damn it. Free throws. It's the opening drive. Ryan Berriman's going to be in studio at 8 o'clock, the interim athletic director at the University of New Mexico. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks. And
comes Valentine's Day, fellas. Take care of it. Get over to John Thomas Jewelers. John Thomas Jewelers is the place that will save you from bad gifts, and especially bad last-minute gifts. I don't know that we're last-minute yet. Don't be last-minute. Avoid that. Here, listen to what they're doing right now. John Thomas Jewelers makes it easy for you to look thoughtful and prepared for Valentine's Day. When you spend more than $950, it's $950 or more over at John Thomas Jewelers, you'll receive a free 1-carat lab-grown diamond pendant necklace with chain. The pendant alone is valued at $950. So the pendant is free. There's no catch to this. So if you buy $950 diamond studs, you get the free pendant. If you buy $950 bracelet, you get the free pendant. It works with almost every $950 or more purchase at John Thomas Jewelers. So what happens here is you get one beautiful piece of jewelry, and you get a second, a diamond necklace at no additional cost. Heck, you can give it both to her or hold it for a birthday or even Christmas if you want. Now, look, it's good while supplies last at John Thomas Jewelers. It ends on Valentine's Day. Do not wait till the last minute on this one. Get it out of the way. Know you're taken care of. Get over to John Thomas Jewelers. Their showroom is on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. It's on Louisiana, 1 block south of Banal, right across from the Coronado Center. Act now and win Valentine's Day. Don't just survive it at John Thomas Jewelers. Come on, quick, dude.
Right around the corner.
It's like Christmas happens, and then there's Valentine's Day, and then for me, then it's birthday. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Did you watch any we get good hoops tonight, really good hoops tonight. Lobos and UNLV. It's a 9 o'clock start, 8:30 tip over on News Radio KKB. Lobos 7-2 in conference play, big one on the road. Did you catch Arizona BYU last night?
Of course.
So it was a terrific watch, and Arizona was in control all night long. If you want to watch some just fabulous freshmen, just incredible freshmen, and just what a beautiful team it's Arizona. Like, I get how good AJ DeBanza is, and he was really good again last night, and he's probably going to be the number 1 overall pick, and he's BYU's guy. But I'm watching Arizona, so they own the game all day, and then they can't make free throws at the end. And then the whistle turns against them. They turn the ball over on an inbounds pass. They get what looks like a held ball, and it looks like a foul, and they call it a held ball. They miss free throws. And all of a sudden, this 12-point lead that they had the whole time is gone. And Arizona's up by 1 with 16 seconds to go, and BYU has the ball. And a freshman named Braden Burries, who had 29 points, comes out of nowhere. Dude for BYU is in the lane and pump fakes. He's clean, and Burries comes out of nowhere, swats it away, collects the ball, makes the free throws, and Arizona survives. They are 21-0, 8-0 in the Big 12. They are legit, but man, what a furious! Would that have been a comeback or collapse if you watched it?
Ugh. I'm thinking on the scale.
Yeah.
Because, Arizona up 44-31 at the half, even on the road.
Yeah.
Double digits. That is probably like 55%.
Ooh, I got it 7.
Okay.
I
Just
got
because
7
you
collapse.
had the 20 minutes to overcome that deficit, which is not insurmountable. Because I think BYU is very good, even with Arizona trying to put them, not trying, they are undefeated, and you have the question, it's kind of like Arizona, Michigan versus everyone else right now when we're talking about national title contenders. But down the stretch, man, BYU was making some big time plays, and you mentioned that block at the end, just coming over, help side defense out of nowhere, tremendous for Arizona. And there's still big time freshmen in college basketball. There's that core that's always going to make a difference each year. There's some outstanding players that we saw last night, and BYU is dangerous because they have some experience. But man, AJ DeBanza is one of those guys that you're like, he's not a freshman. Like he's
different.
He's gonna walk in and be the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft next year.
Here's why I would go 70-30. It would have been collapsed. So you're right when you tell me what the halftime score was 13 points. They had 20 minutes to erase it, but it was still 13 points at 3:48 at the TV time. Arizona was in control. They were up 13. And why do I call it would have been a collapse? Just because all the missed free throws. I mean, they missed 3 on one possession. Guy missed both of them, and they got the offensive rebound for 1-and-1 and missed the front end of that. Like, they just kept missing free throws and missing free throws. Toby Awaka missed, a ton of them. And then Kelly gets the offensive rebound, and he misses. And give it to BYU, man. They hit shots, and they were burying threes. It was a great atmosphere. That if you have not watched Arizona, and I know this is the time right about now where a lot of people start kind of focusing on college football or college basketball. I know how the calendar works, and all right, college football's over, and the Super Bowl's a week and a half away, and so this is the time where outside of just global basketball around here, you're starting to watch other stuff, and maybe you watched a Richard Pitino game or something. By the way, that game, Richard against Rick over the weekend, was a fun watch. Rick Pitino at St. John's got his 900th career victory and beat Xavier and Richard. Richard came out in a suit. Did you see that?
I did. I was watching that game.
It was really kind of cool, which is so on brand. What's Richard going to do? And, he hates it. He used to talk about it here, how he hates wearing the suit. He's a quarter zip guy. But in honor of his dad, he came out in a suit, and that game went down to the wire. It was a 3-5 point game, something like that. But if you there's 2 teams, just fine. Just watch them. And Michigan and Arizona would be those 2 teams, don't you think?
Yes.
Am I missing someone? Because Michigan plays tonight. How about tonight, dude? Find it. It's on Peacock. Michigan, Nebraska. Why did they bury that game on? I say bury it on Peacock. Do you have Peacock?
Yes.
You do? You got to
They
think about
put
that?
a lot of the Peacock/NBC Sports games on YouTube TV.
Do they?
Yeah.
All right, 5 o'clock tonight. 5th-ranked Nebraska at 3rd-ranked Michigan. All right, so what do you think the spread is? Nebraska's 20-0. Michigan's 18-1. They lost a home game to Wisconsin a few years back. What do you think the spread is?
It's shocking.
It is.
I was
So
shocked
you
by
saw
it.
it? 10.5 Michigan. I mean, again, every time I think it's stealing money, I would get beat, so I won't bet the game. Every time I'm this confident on something, I'm wrong. But wouldn't you take Nebraska to cover 10.5 at 20-0?
I would. Nebraska 10.5 points.
Nebraska won at Ohio State. They won at Indiana. They beat a really good Michigan State team by 2. They just won at
Look
Minnesota.
at Friday night. I think Michigan was like a 15 or 16 point
Ohio
favorite
State.
over Ohio State.
Yeah.
Buckeyes covered, and Nebraska's
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah, and that's I think that's right. You know, the rivalry game or whatever, but yeah, Nebraska's better than Ohio State. Yeah, that one stuns me a little bit. But yeah, that'd be a hell of a watch tonight, but I don't get it. And I guess I won't be back yet. I get to go to Santa Fe today, dude. I get to go to Legislature.
Get to go have some fun.
Yeah, buddy. Gonna go roam the halls up there and have a good time up there. All right, voting for MVP. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell. I'm looking at the text line. It's in here. Strauss was on with Kenny Thomas, and I was driving, so I didn't text and drive. But Strauss was yelling how Drake May won the MVP because they won and Stafford lost, and so that's how it goes. And I was screaming at my radio that the voting is done before the regular season, even though the awards are announced later. I was yelling and screaming. All right, 505-246-0610. Want to give some tickets away? Ryan Berryman's going to be in studio coming up at 9 o'clock, the interim UNM athletic director. Looking forward to having a conversation with him about everything that's going on with UNM sports and job and him, and get to know him a little bit. I don't know how much you really know about Ryan, and I want people to know the guy who's running the department. There's a lot of support for him to get the job, and local guy who's worked his way up and is really, really smart and really, really good and really, really respected. And he's leading the charge right now. So he'll be in studio coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. 2 pairs. Luke Bryan is going to be at the Isleta Amphitheater. The show is on June 13th. The tickets do not go on sale to the public until Friday. We've got 2 pairs to give away. We're going to give away 1 pair right now to caller number 3 at 505-246-0610. Caller 3, 505-246-0610. You win a pair of tickets. Go see Luke Bryan, courtesy of your good friend J.J. Buck at 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Center.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and
Sprinkler system worked. All those trees and shrubs were gone. Front yard was cleaned up. I spent a ton of time back there. Look, they are terrific. You're thinking, you know what, I'm going to wait till spring. Don't do that. First of all, we get year-round enjoyment out of our yards here in Albuquerque. But when you wait till spring, you're going to get on a list, and it won't get done until the middle of summer, and then you miss out. Like call them. Have whatever it is you're looking for. If it's a transformation, you know what you want to do, they're going to come out and they're going to redo your yard for you. If you know you want to do something, you're just not even sure, have them bring up their design team. They'll look at your space, drop a bunch of different ideas, talk to you about what you want, whether it's a water feature, a putting green, or whatever it is you want, a retaining wall, and they will create the landscape of your dreams, and you're going to get years of enjoyment from this landscape transformation. Remember, the people who get to enjoy the new landscape in the spring, those are those of you who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you just need to clean up, leaves are still down, or you need some shrubs pruned, call LaBarge Landscape. They'll do that for you as well. Go to LaBarge, L-A-B-A-R-G-E, LaBargeLandscape.net. Bounce around their website, look at the beautiful projects that they have created in the past, and then have them do something for you. Call them at 505-345-3000, 505-3453-000, LaBargeLandscape.net is their website. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It's LaBarge Landscape. Lobo Hobo, why are you so dressed up, Jeff? I got to go to legislature. I'm glad you're watching. See? People watch. I gotta go up. I gotta do this. Bourne says, good revs, bad revs. Why I'm not gonna watch the game tonight. Here's why I'm not gonna do something. You think he watches every one of them, right? Every time he tells you he's not watching, he watches.
I do think some of these folks realize they are like nails on the chalkboard to us sometimes, so they love to send in because they know they're gonna get probably me ruffled up.
He says, Jeff, UNL, they can look awesome, or they can crap all over themselves at any time. The latter is why I'm not staying up to watch this mess on a work/school. Okay.
Describe the majority of the teams mid-conference and lower in college athletics.
So don't you want to see which one it is? I don't know which one it's going to be. So that's why I'm not going to. All right, cool. I'm down with that. Reply to goofy-looking sports dudes, says Sarah. Jeff, the talking point last weekend was the Lady Lobos beat the slumping Fly Girls. After 30 years of bad women's basketball, is it still a slump for Air Force? Fair. All right.
Dude, Air Force basketball across the board is done.
They don't come back.
They're never gonna.
So that's just going to be an anchor on.
Like, it's a game like you can never lose that game.
So from now on, Air Force in this league is just going to kill you, and that's one of the schools, the two schools that your league, them and UNLV, gave a ton of more money to stay and keep the league together. But so you feel both Air Force men's and women's basketball.
I think
moving forward.
the women are going to be peskier than the men. But it's still a game like you can't lose.
Ever.
I think it's like 54-4 now.
Is that what the
UNM
women's-
over Air Force on the women's side.
All right, 505-246-0610. I want to get into this. Steeler fan, I know how excited you are about having Mike McCarthy. And I say that with the ultimate sarcasm font, I understand. Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, right? McCarthy hasn't signed his contract yet, evidently. Rodgers' contract has not yet expired. So I guess they're somewhat working together. Will Rodgers re-sign with McCarthy? So there were comments that were provided to the team's website on Sunday by Art Rooney II. And he left the door open for a Rodgers return while not ruling out the possibility of closing the door. Basically, and I don't know. Quote, we don't know what Aaron's plans are right now, and that did not weigh heavily in the decision. We'll see where Aaron is. And we've left the door open, but obviously we all have to sit down and see what makes sense. So that'll happen sometime in the next month or so, but the decision was made based on Mike being the coach we want, and it really had very little to do with whether Aaron is going to be back. When McCarthy left the Packers and LaFleur came on, was there, and I don't necessarily remember, but it feels to me, because it's Aaron Rodgers and there's a rift with everyone, was there some sort of a rift there between Rodgers and McCarthy?
I don't think it was anything devastating. Probably more of two alpha level dudes probably got a little tired of each other at the end.
Because it was two dudes who realized that they were in a window that they should have probably won more than one Super Bowl championship, and they didn't. And they're probably kind of sideways looking at each other going, it's your fault, no, it's your fault. No players make plays, no coaches make plays. Wait, coaches. Right, kind of one of those things. Maybe this Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, very similar type of a thing where there's whispers of something going on, but neither one of them will say there's anything wrong. I mean, is that a fair analogy?
I do think that's fair. It kind of gets to just a point at the end where you feel like it's time to make a move because you raised the standard to, hey, Aaron Rodgers only won Super Bowl. How are we getting back? How are we getting more with this guy? And then they made the move to Matt LaFleur. And before Pittsburgh, there's a lot of Steeler fans that are upset with Mike McCarthy. You still need the quarterback. Whether you hire Mike McCarthy or the next up-and-coming hot offense coordinator candidate, you still need the quarterback. So where's that coming from? So are you saying you actually think you're going to be the same team with Mike McCarthy versus did you just want to hire a young guy and him to flame out? And so you actually stink with this young head coach, and then you get your top 10 draft pick. Like either way, either way, you still needed a quarterback. So hiring Mike McCarthy versus young OC, I don't know why there's so many people that just thought McCarthy was a bad hire.
All right, so let's move to the next level on this. Because McCarthy is your guy, whether you like it or not, he's your coach. We're a Steeler fan now. Do they want Rodgers back? Was Rodgers adequate enough? And I'm so tired of that term with the Steelers because I know Steeler fans is so tired of being adequate. Okay, good enough to get to the first round of the playoffs and lose again. Like that play is so tired. And I understand it, and I don't blame you, and I'm not mad at you. So what's your best bet at quarterback right now? Is it bringing 40, what is it going to be, 43? 42, whatever it is, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers back? Who, look, was Rodgers okay this year? Yeah, he was okay. He made some throws. But Rodgers is a statue back there. Can you do worse? I think the answer's got to be, can you do better? Like, is Kyler Murray better? Do you feel better if you're Pittsburgh and Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray hits the market.
So
I want him in my building.
So you want him instead of Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mac Jones, if he's on, I don't even know if he's available. I don't know what it's going to take.
You'd have to.
Yeah, you got to trade.
Which is on the table.
That's correct.
If we're talking about mid-round quarterbacks outside of Fernando Mendoza, I don't think one of these other guys is going to get pushed up. So you have the conversation of, do we like these second, third, fourth-round quarterbacks versus, hey, would we use one of these
what about Will Howard?
Draft picks?
Isn't Will Howard exactly that?
Exactly. So that's why I think the conversation of, hey, using one of these picks, essentially talk about acquiring Mac Jones, is on the table.
Will Howard was a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
Will Howard was a 6th round pick. So, I mean, it's essentially that. Right? I mean,
there comes, I'm sure, McCarthy would come in, kind of go back in his grades, look at Will Howard tape, look at the tape of these guys.
Yeah. All right, Steeler fan, I'm just curious, man. Where is it now you want to go? I get it. You want to go somewhere else besides Mike McCarthy. However, you're not. So here you are. Where is it you want to go? I want to get into that because I'm not even sure I know what the right answer is. Is it Rodgers? Is it go after Kyler Murray? Is it what is it? All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, looking forward to this. Ryan Berryman is here. He is the interim athletic director at the University of New Mexico. Well, know the guy who's running the department a little bit. Get to know him a bit. Talk to him about some of the plans. What's the thought process? How did it get to here? Just catch up with the guy who's running things over at UNM Athletics. Conversations in studio with Ryan Berryman next on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Across the state of New
Your home for sports talk in the Duke City. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
It is, I don't want to say one of the most interesting times because, I don't know, for the last however many, feels like years now, it's been the most interesting time in college athletics. But there's always something moving. And around here, it's an interesting time because it's a time of transition and a time of incredible success. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls at 505-246-0610. As you all know, the University of New Mexico is in a transition period in leadership. And Ryan Behrman is the interim athletic director after Fernando Lobo took the job at Colorado on the it was announced on the, I guess literally during the bowl game on the 27th when I saw you. We both kind of knew it was going. Ryan Behrman's in studio. It's great to see you, and thank you for spending some time with us.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
First of all, congratulations on the opportunity. And I've said this on the show, but I'll say it to your face. I've got mad respect for you. How you do things, who you are. I explain to people, because people ask, who is Ryan? What's he about? A lot of people right? Where did he come from? I said, he's worked his ass off. He's really, really smart. He's really, really respected. Yeah, okay, so relatively young at 31 years old, but that doesn't mean he can't do the job. And so I would like to judge people on merits, and I think on your merits and on your resume, what you've done is impressive. And so that's kind of how I've explained. Is that a fair way? I mean, I know. How do you define yourself? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
No, Jeff, I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, certainly I've had a unique journey in the sense that I've been with this athletic department since I was 18 years old. And my first year with the program was Coach Alford's last year, and my job was to do the laundry, right, and stay out of the way and make everybody else look good. So I've seen the program at every level, and I've tried to take something from that experience at every level into this new role. And, yeah, just really grateful for the opportunity.
So you know what's really weird? You sent me a text. We started texting the other day, and but I was looking at some of the texts. And the last text I had from you, do you know what it was? Did it pop up on your phone too?
I didn't look at it if it did.
It was back from 2018, and it was about hotels in or dinner or travel when I was doing Lobo basketball. Do you remember that's got to be the year the Lobos played the Thanksgiving tournament down in Destin, Florida. At North Florida State, and played TCU, and I want to say Miami.
It was TCU in Maryland.
In Maryland. And I called those 2 games because Rob was doing football somewhere, and I went down with Hunter, and so you were. I mean, literally, that was that. Your number popped up. So that's your background. I think the story of somebody being homegrown like you, right? You grew up a Lobo fan. You're from here. You get it. You're passionate. You love it, and that's all great. And I think that's wonderful. But then your accolades and the fact, I think there's something to someone who is seen from the ground up, and I made an analogy to somebody the other day. When I came up in TV, I came up in the film. I came up at Master Control. I learned how to do commercial production. I was a news photographer. I was an editor. And so before I became an anchor, I had done all of these things behind the scenes, so I had a pretty good appreciation of how the television station was run. And I feel for you as you come up through the laundry room, right, literally folding uniforms and then working your way up through the path. There's a feel to me that give a guy who knows what's going on here, has a passion for it, and understands how it's working, not just locally but nationally. Is that a fair analogy?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jeff. I mean, really, the biggest theme that I've taken from every job that I've had in the athletic department, whether it's a student manager or now as an athletic director, is like my job is to support everyone else to succeed. And I think about as a manager, right? Our job was to not be noticed by the coaching staff because that means something was wrong, right? So we just hid behind the scenes. We did our job. We made the coaches and student athletes look good. In this role as an athletic director, it's the same, right? I need to give our coaches everything they need to succeed. Therefore, our student athletes succeed. So I think that's a lesson I've taken with me everywhere. And then obviously, went away for a little bit to continue to learn about the industry
up in Washington,
and show that I was serious about this profession, and very grateful for that opportunity.
All right, he's Ryan Behrman, and he's in studio. He's the interim athletic director, and just kind of let people understand where we are now. So you're interim. There is a search going on, and you are a candidate, correct?
Yeah, hope to be, certainly.
Oh, okay. So you have applied for or made it known that you want this.
Yeah, the timeline's coming up here. I think they're soliciting candidates from around the country here in the next week or so, and the process will kick off in February. And as I've said a few times, this job is too important to too many people to fast track or not go through a process, right? So totally respect the process and the people involved because it's a very influential role in our state. And I think a lot of people look to our athletic department, not just if you went to UNM or if you're a fan of Louisville sports, but they look to our athletic department to kind of represent New Mexico on a national stage. I feel like your bowl game is very similar that way. It puts us on the map, and people are very prideful about that. And so this job is too important to fast track or not go through the processes. And so totally respect that and look forward to the process ahead.
What have you learned about what Lobo Athletics means to this community in this role as opposed to maybe we were texting 18 years ago, or in 2018? It wasn't 18 years ago.
Yeah, I think obviously the breadth of the network of connections kind of expands as you continue to work in the industry, and so I've had the opportunity to develop very meaningful relationships from when I was 18 and now in this role here, new relationships across the state. And so I think, once I was elevated to this role, you realize how many people and how many places this role and this department touches across the entire state of New Mexico and across the country for that matter.
He's Ryan Behrman. He's the interim athletic director at UNM. He's in studio with us here on the Sports Animal.
Now, Ryan, whatever you do, you need to have a passion for it. I'm interested, when you grow up a fan and this becomes something that you wanted to do, was be a part of Lobo Athletics, and then you get to this level, like the fandom piece to it, which built your passion versus the professional aspect of it now. Kind of what's it like having that role where you're a fan of the program, but you got a lot of decisions that you now make.
Yeah, I appreciate that question, JJ, because I think that's changed over time, right? When you're a young adult and you're hanging out with student athletes, it's a much different role than I'm in now. And I think a big part of my professional journey was maybe not to stay here all the time, but go where the best opportunity was, right? And I feel like I've been able to do that. I'm very grateful for the experiences that I've had to do that. And that included stepping away at one point and moving away and going to Washington, the Big Ten. And to me, that was an experience for myself to really take this profession seriously and kind of take that next step in terms of what else can I learn at that level and bring it back and apply here.
Especially coming up with in this era of college athletics where there's been so many changes over the last 5 years. Kind of what is your mindset when it comes to what you want to see in terms of what student athletes can do with those opportunities that are available for them, in the transfer portal? What is a professional athlete versus what is an amateur athlete? Kind of your rise coincides with all this because, there's people on all ends of the spectrum. ADs that have been there for 30, 40 years, and then kind of the new era of the administrators coming up.
Yeah, I really appreciate that question. I mean, college athletics is unlike anything we've ever seen before right now. And I think, whether you've been in this business for 30 years or for 10 years, really the last 5 years is a totally different ballgame. And the student-athlete empowerment era is certainly here. And, we're grateful for that and want to continue to provide our student-athletes opportunities. And so how do we best maximize here at our level, right, the opportunities that we have to propel our student-athletes, propel our programs, but also be aware of the realities that kind of surround the college athletic ecosystem as a whole, and it doesn't just impact us, right? It impacts every level. For every transfer that we lose that maybe goes to a power conference, right, we're taking a transfer from a lower conference. And so, that's kind of the name of the game right now, and it's certainly a new era here in the last, I want to say 5 years, but 3 years, certainly.
I was going to go somewhere else, but since we're on this thread, let's stay here, because that's evolved daily. And it feels like. I mean, I'm watching the story with that Charles Bediaka, the player at Alabama, who had the NBA contract. You've got a 24-year-old freshman who played professionally overseas. Should that be part of the thing? And so I think that evolves. Here's one part of the story that never gets told, and I talk about this a lot. And this is a stat from 2 years ago, but I'm going to assume it's similar. That of the players, this was football at the time, who went into the transfer portal. And the 1,000, whatever it was, 30% transferred down. That meant whether it meant from power to group of or group of to FBS. 30% didn't find a place to play. That means there's 30% of those young men, roughly 400 and something players, who were on scholarship, getting an education, playing football, went in the portal and didn't find a place to play. And I think we don't tell their stories. And maybe we don't tell their stories because we don't know them. I don't know. But I think that's the other side of it. And everybody thinks the grass is always green. And we're trying to navigate this, and we always say we're doing it for the student-athlete. And sometimes I think the student-athlete gets lost.
Yeah, it's a fair perspective. I mean, I think what has remained the same, despite this new era of constant movement, is that we are still providing incredible opportunities to our student-athletes.
Those who take advantage of it.
Those who take advantage of it, right? And I think, Coach Jack made a great point the other day. Like, we had our welcome back for our spring semester, and his point was that, hey, in this era of constant change, right, from athletic directors to coaches to student athletes, everybody in the room made a choice to be here at New Mexico. And my message to our student athletes and our staff was that, hey, I started by doing J. Call's laundry and making sure there was no wrinkles in it, and this place changed my life. And you can leverage that same opportunity that you have here, whether you're here for a year or 4 years, to change your life for the better. And so I don't want that to be lost in this new era of college athletics, because I think of some of the freshmen that we have, right, the Jake Halls of the world, the Uriah Tenets of the world. Like, I feel like their lives are going to be changed with the experience they've had here at New Mexico, Tomislav included, even though he is 23 years old. His life is going to be changed by this experience.
Well, I would also, and JJ's making kind of my point too, it might be freshmen that people don't know their names. You do, because they play tennis or they play golf or they play soccer, they play volleyball. But I argue, and maybe the number's gone down a bit, but I've always argued 97% of the student athletes are taking advantage of the educational opportunities they have, because they understand that they're going to go pro, and like the commercial says, in something other than sports, right? And so they're taking advantage of the opportunities they have educationally. Yeah, everybody wants their taste. Everybody wants their piece now in this world of NIL. But the majority of student athletes are taking advantage of the opportunities to get an education, where, I don't know about you, but when I got out of school, I had a bunch of debt. I remember writing those checks until I paid the last coupon off to pay my last student loan. And they've got this opportunity to go on, but all we talk about is this top 2 to 3% who, that quarterback's making $5 million. Well, yeah, but that's not the entire system. And I think sometimes our perspective gets totally skewed.
100% agree with you. I mean, in totality, we have over 400 student athletes, and they all have different journeys and experiences. And so some may be at that top end that you mentioned that are the extremes of the scenario, but the majority still come to New Mexico and have a life-changing experience, whether it's through sport, through academics, or through their personal life.
All right, Ryan Berryman's in the studio. We're going to take a break. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about some of the influences on you, where you work for different people, and how you continue to grow. I want to talk about the plan on the football stadium.
Yeah.
That was a big conversation yesterday, and want to clear some things up from your perspective, because you know what's going on with that. Brian Behrman's in the studio. You can send me a text or an email, 505-246-0610, or Jeff at sportsanimalaBQ.com, JJ at sportsanimalaBQ.com. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generation.
As opposed to asking, hey, we need $300 million, right?
That's exactly right. And there's a variety of reasons for that, right? Like, I don't know that there's a vehicle to get that kind of funding at this moment without taking a ton of debt out. And I don't know that I want to saddle this department with debt for the next 50 years. I've seen at different places how that debt can come back and bite you in later years. And so we were very mindful in how can we do this in phases that mitigate that challenge while also improving some of the immediate things that need to be fixed.
So you go in phases, and so that someone answers the question of new versus renovated. The building was built late 50s, early 60s. When it's done, however many years, theoretically, will it feel modern? Will you be satisfied that premium seating? Because look, we talk to people all the time. Well, they don't need premium seating. No, you do. You absolutely do. Revenue-wise, I'll tell you that for a bowl game, I don't care what the stadium looks like. I sell out of premium seating. I know you do too, right? People want premium seating. Amenities, parking, getting in and out, resting. Will it feel like chair backs? Will it feel like a modern stadium?
Yeah, I certainly think that each phase will help to modernize it, right? And so when we move into the first phase, I'm hoping the concessions, the restrooms, the entry process feels modern, and there's a little bit of improvement on the south end as well. Our second phase is to kind of overbuild the lower bowl on the east and the west side to put in chairbacks, right? And that is premium seating, that is modern, and it sounds simple, but the tread depth of our concrete that was poured in 1960 is not deep enough to put in chairbacks if we wanted to, right? And so we're going to have to build over the top of that, which is actually a positive, right? We can bring seating closer to the field. There used to be a track around University Stadium, right? You can tell if you really look at it, but that'll bring seating closer to the field. And I think really phases 4 and 5 will mostly touch our premium spaces, and those historically premium spaces are where debt service has been leveraged, right? We can sell this many suites. You look at the renovation of the pit 15 years ago, we can sell this many suites, we can afford this debt service, and this is how we get there. So I'm not saying that's something we'll do or not do, but those later phases you may get into.
Well, I think it's important, and Eddie and I have had these conversations years ago about even before the success of this year, right? Even before conference realignment, before Coach Ack, we talked about the benefits of fixing that stadium. And JJ, we got the guy who calls all the time. Don't pour another penny into football. It's all about basketball. Pay your football coach $250,000, and just we're always going to stink. And he's kind of been a lot quieter this year, except for when you have the 2-game losing streak and they came back. See, they are what they are. He relished in it because he's a basketball player. I tell people this all the time, right? You're not cheating on basketball if you support football. Football stirs the drink. And Eddie and I talked about it. Look, do I have a vested interest in it? Sure I do. I run a bowl game. We are a tenant. But I think as you are in charge of this department now, with realignment probably coming again in 3 to 4 years. But can you explain, I think from a different voice, you grew up in Louisville basketball. You were manager for Steve Alford. You grew up here. But why is football so important? Why is it so important to get that play?
Yeah, I have a kind of a two-part answer to that. And one, this is something we've talked a lot about as an administration, and it's that if you're a visiting team or a visiting athletic director, and Jeff, you know this all too well, and you're coming for an event, right? You're most likely going to travel with football. You're going to get on the plane with your football team. You're going to fly in. You're going to drive to the hotel. You're maybe going to go to Sadie's, and then you're going to come to University Stadium. Right? Exactly right. And you're going to go to the stadium. And for a lot of people outside of our state, right, that's how they perceive New Mexico. When they come to the University Stadium, they go up to their suite, they partake in the game, and they go home. So sometimes that's all they see, right? 100%. So it's a very vital touch point for us on a national scale. Second part is strictly financial, right? And you've seen conference realignment happen. Conference realignment is driven by television revenues, right? How much can we get when we aggregate our games together as a conference and sell them to a television partner? And when teams move and schools move, it's because they think they can make more money in that line item, right? And when you look holistically at our budget in particular, there's two line items where we have potential for growth. And one is football ticket sales, which we saw this year, 50% increase. And the other is media rights, right? And I think a lot of athletic departments around the country are looking at their budget and saying, okay, we're capped on concessions, we're capped on maybe men's basketball tickets here, we're capped on T-shirts, but we have a lot of upside in media rights. And that's what you see drive all this conference realignment. So to your point, 2030, 2031, 2032, pretty much every major media rights agreement is going to expire, from the NFL all the way down to Conference USA. And, you know, there'll be another shift for sure.
We discussed the phasing process of this, and it all comes down to being able to secure the money for each project. What kind of timeline do you have on this?
Yeah, I think, you know, the only certain thing about a plan is that it's going to change, right? And so I think, you know, we have some funds remaining from our appropriation last year that we could kick off some low-hanging fruit pretty quickly. You know, the legislative session will take place January, February. We'll kind of have an idea if there's additional funds that we can secure. We want to be very mindful about the impact to fans and to our team as we approach next season. So, you know, I think there might be some low-hanging fruit before next season, but I think the reality is that if we're going to make a substantial change to the stadium, we're probably looking at January 1 of 27 to put a shovel in the ground and do something.
I'll give you a bold date as soon as it happens.
Yeah, that'll help. We'll plan around that too, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. How much can you do as the interim? Do you feel like you're in a tough spot, right? You've got plans. You see plans in front of you, but you've got your future, right? And as you sit here, you're running a department for which you have incredible passion, and you're up at legislature. You're the guy who's the front guy. How much can you do as the interim? It's a weird spot.
Yeah, totally fair question. I mean, during this period, and I've told our coaches and our staff and our student athletes that our job right now is to maintain the momentum that we already have, right? I don't want any of them to feel the impacts of change, right? And so our job is to keep things going in this interim period. So we have a stadium plan going. It's my job to keep it going. We're having basketball success. It's my job to keep it going. Our job during this interim period is not to make major waves, right? We're not going to make major personnel decisions or take out $200 million in debt to improve the stadium. But we can keep all the things that we have going moving forward. And I think that's very important right now. And we've really got to finish strong down the stretch here in basketball. And so our job is to help sell tickets for men's and women's basketball. And obviously that'll help our bottom line.
All right, you got one more segment in here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Ryan Berryman is in studio, the interim athletic director at UNM. I want to talk to him a little bit about the rest of this academic year, this athletic year, kind of some of his influences as he moves forward. As the interim AD, I know he's got a meeting at 9 o'clock. We'll get you there in time for that. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell.
Director at UNM. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 News Sports Animal. All right, so you go through this, you're growing into a position like this. Coaches all the time say, yeah, I took from this coach and this coach and this coach, and you've worked for some, whether it's coaches, athletic directors. Is it the same thing? You got a little piece of everybody in who you are and how you manage, and then yet, you know, there's still you in there?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think about coaches I had the opportunity to work for, right? I think, you know, from Coach Alford to Coach Neal to Coach Weir, that's about the time I transitioned to administration, and Eddie Nunez obviously gave me my first start in administration, and, you know, we really related on the fact that he was a former basketball coach that wanted to get into administration, and I felt the same way at that point in my career, that I was ready to make that move, and he took me under his wing, certainly, and showed me the ropes there, and then, you know, obviously working for Pat Chun at Washington was an incredible experience, and he's a very thoughtful, methodical leader, someone that also kind of grew up in an athletic department at Ohio State, and him and I shared a lot of talks about, you know, what that's like and taking the next steps in your career, and very grateful for his influence during that time. And then, you know, Fernando and I were only together for 9 months, but we're incredibly close, and I can't understate that relationship and the impact that he had on me, just how he leads and how he includes everyone in the process. You know, I thought he was very influential in that regard. And so, yeah, you try to piece all those things together, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and piece it all together and learn from your experiences while also kind of trying to have your own influence.
I think a lot of people around here are wondering if it was as sudden when Fernando left for you as it was for them. And you say he includes everybody in it. And you guys were in a bowl game one day and he was out the next day. As much as you can share the process with Global Fan who's listening and how that whole thing went down, because I know it's a very raw emotion fan base, right? I would say what's the word I was using? A chided fan base, a fan base that has been, you know, with the Bronco thing a year ago, and then Richard left, and then, right, with everything, and to have an AD who comes in and says, I love this place, and really kind of got into Bronco with it for 1 year, and then 13 months later, one day he's out the door. That was, and you know the perception, from as much as you can share your side of it.
Yeah, I think if you look at our industry holistically, right, in college athletics, pretty much every decision is hyper expedited, right? Whether it's the transfer portal's open for 2 weeks and these kids that are 18 to 22 years old have 2 weeks to decide what's best for them in their life, or a coaching search where you lose a coach on Sunday, you got to have somebody hired by Friday. And an athletic director search is very similar, right? And I think I compare it to a coaching search where there may be 3 candidates that we feel good about, and up until the final day, those 3 and we don't know which one's the finalist. And so I think Fernando's process, I don't want to speak for him, was likely very similar. And I think his inner circle had an idea of what was going on, certainly, but at the same time, you got to be mindful of how these things can impact, other things that are going on in the department and in your staff. And so I do think he loved it here. I don't want to speak for him, but he did love it here, and these opportunities come, and the windows for them are very, very tight.
Were you surprised when it all went down, or did you kind of know? I mean, you knew.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think I was surprised to some extent, but also had some general idea.
You know, I've talked to coaches that with the changes of the last few years, and some of them are all in, others are saying, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. What's it like from your standpoint of being on the administrative side and trying to handle everything with coaches, with student athletes? Is the passion still there for you?
Yeah, that's a fair question that's getting asked around our industry, and certainly I have more passion than I ever have before because I've seen what positive leadership and influence can do to a department, and I mean that not just from an administrative standpoint, but from a coaching standpoint. When you look at the last year of Lobo Athletics, right, it's just truly been incredible, and the impact that college athletics can have on student athletes, on a fan base, on an administration, on a community is still very much there. So for me, the passion is still burning very hot. Now, a lot of people that have been in this industry a long time that may have romanticized the way things used to be or cling on to that are struggling to adapt. It can be hard, and because it is a totally different environment than what it was when somebody started in college athletics. And so for me, I know my fire is burning really hot right now, but for a lot of people, we've heard that across the industry.
Why did you get into administration when you were on the other side, and would you get into it again now?
Yeah, I think growing up, I always thought I wanted to be a basketball coach, right? And sometimes you learn more about what you don't want to do than what you do want to do by trying something. I think that's the beauty of trying sometimes, whether it's a hobby or a job or whatever it may be. But, I got into basketball. I saw how transient it can be for a lot of assistant coaches, people trying to work their way up the ladder. Administration has turned into that a little bit too, but there's a lot of movement, right? And really just, kind of a humbling fact for myself. Like I know the game pretty well. I feel like I know basketball well, but sitting in a huddle and watching Craig Neal drop a set out of a timeout and getting a wide open three, my brain didn't work that way, right? I could follow the action, but I couldn't see the opening there to capitalize on that action, and that's something Coach Dolan does a great job with as well. So as I thought about what my talents were and my abilities were, the administrative side was really intriguing to me because I thought my brain was wired that way to best serve coaches to help them succeed.
By the way, and I don't care what people think about Craig Neal, this isn't about he was as good at drawing up a play in the huddle. Am I wrong? I mean, you were in the huddle.
Wrong at all. There was a few the other night, too.
Right? You saw him coming out, right?
Yeah.
Craig Neal was as good at that. I don't care what you think of him. He was damn good at that.
Out of timeout, man. Big time. And you look at the future, and we've had this discussion a lot. And
still is.
I'm sorry? What?
Still is good. Sorry.
Yeah.
I probably talked in the past tense.
Yeah. It's, one of the things that I've said of, if you're passionate about something, support it. And if you're passionate about Lobo Athletics, be a fan of it, because there's going to be some change. It's going to take a little bit of time with the new look Mountain West Conference. But what's kind of just been your message? People that are unsure of, am I going to continue to support this? Is just going to be as good as it was? We just discussed your passion, but trying to tell the fans, hey, your passion is still going to matter, even if things might look different in a conference.
Yeah, totally fair question, JJ. And I think, this is something our administrative staff talks about a lot, but the overarching theme from my perspective is that despite all of the change, despite the people and the teams coming and going, the University of New Mexico will be positioned to win championships in every sport that we have, conference championships, right? And I think this new iteration of the conference, I firmly believe that every one of our teams will be one of the better resourced, better supported by our fans, and live in one of the better places across the conference. And so nobody can take that away from us. I feel very strongly in that every team that we have has a pathway to a conference championship very quickly. And there's a few teams that I think are, have a quicker runway to national success that we're going to continue to capitalize on as well, from track and cross country and so on and so forth. But if you like winning, I think we're set up to win, especially in the next 5-year window here.
I think it's a rallying cry for a lot of people in the remaining Mountain West. UNLV's saying it, Nevada's saying it, right? There's a lot of people who are saying that. You hit on something, and as we get to that here, I want to hit on this Albuquerque news and the national raps people get. Like, it's amazing to me when I have the broadcasters come in from ESPN for the bowl game every year, or the teams that come in and say, "Wow, I didn't realize it was beautiful. It's cool. You're fighting a national rap." Eddie and I used to talk about it. Eddie used to sit here. We talked about it. Richard Pitino talked about it. There's a narrative about this place, and we do it to ourselves. By the way, I talk all the time how sometimes we self-loathe and we talk about all the crime stats. And yeah, dude, and Denver's got crime, and San Diego's got crime, and every ticket. The beauty of this place. Do you fight? Do you find yourself fighting that to a disproportionate level?
Yeah, I think when you're in athletics, right, there's obviously always positive recruiting and negative recruiting that people will try to use against you. And I think from our standpoint, sometimes the biggest barrier is getting people here, to your point. And once they get here, they fall in love with it. I think if you call
the X are the perfect example.
A perfect example. I think if you called Coach Pitino right now, if you called Eric right now, they all love New Mexico. And I think, having been gone for a little bit and kind of watched, how things unfolded with realignment and all that, we had to do a better job telling our story and bragging about ourselves. And we can't do the same marketing campaign that San Diego State's going to do or UCLA is going to do. We have to make it New Mexico. And, one of the, I'm going to brag on a coworker real quick, but, Casey Byers is our new senior associate athletic director for external affairs. I say new, he's been here 6-7 months now, but he was here at New Mexico 2013, 2014. He went to Oregon State, went to Washington. We reconnected in Washington, and when Fernando brought me back and we had a vacancy for that role, we talked about how can we better tell our story. And Casey is just a mastermind creative genius on that. And I think you look at what we've done over the last year, whether it was having an office skit with Coach Eck, to putting Coach Eck in a lowrider, to having a 90s night and kind of reminiscing in the nostalgia that was 90s Lobo basketball. There's a lot of things here that we can do a better job internally. We can't control what the external environment's talking about us, but we can control how people talk about us based on what we're putting out.
What's our message?
Yeah.
Let us tell our story.
And a lot of our stuff's gone viral this year. Everywhere you go, and Jeff, being in the bowl committees, that people are talking about New Mexico. We went to the Ray Bowl, and multiple people said it's amazing what you're doing at New Mexico and what you guys have done this year.
And I know that staff well. I'll see him next week. But continued success. I appreciate you spending the time that you did in here. Best of luck, man. It's great to see. And I know this is such a proud place. You root for someone who is from here, who loves here, who has passion for here, and does. I say this all the time: the right thing, the right way, for the right reason. And wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it, and good luck to you too. I heard you got to go up to Santa Fe and shake some hands and try to get some money today.
Yeah, it's
join
always
the club.
A good time. We'll see. We'll do this again, and hopefully on a regular basis.
Great. Thanks, Jeff.
He's
Thanks,
Ryan
JJ.
Behrman on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies. skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Poked away by Bishop. Bishop takes off. Here comes the money. Up and in. Taylor. Well, here's Bishop once again. Little scoop and score. Back-to-back steals and scoop and scores.
Mieta, catch and shoot. Yes, nylon. First field goal of the night for Jace Mieta.
Chavez, coast to coast, takes it himself. Blocked at the rim.
I tell you, went in against those trees and.
Changing threes. Bramlett swings at left wing. Cooper, he'll take a triple and rattle it in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Uqueba heating it up right now.
Rifled that one ahead to Deschler, who skips it across the baseline on a catch and shoot for Willis. Gets it back, a kick, open look, high arcing three, rattles in for Grace Baca.
Cleveland need a basket right now.
Way outside on the wing, it's Bracken. Now here's Bowie for three. Swish, Bowie.
He hurt. I think that, Hope would be elite ahead right now.
Campbell for three, knocks it down. Can't connect. Offensive rebound, another block for Huron.
Always in the right place at the right time.
Block, the rebound put up. That's off the mark by Weddle. Here comes the break now for Bramlett. Lob underneath, slam, dunk. Hunter Butler.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red, or green. Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Steve says, great interview, fellas. I'm on board with Ryan, and I love the energy, passion, and intellect he brings to the table. The city and state has so much potential, and it's going to take youthful energy and leadership to get New Mexico out of its own way to get the change we need. Go Lobos, Steve. Appreciate that. Let me tell you something, and I told Ryan this off. People ask me about this, and I don't know who's going to apply for the job. I don't know who's right for the job. I don't know what they're looking for. I think there's a number of people who can do a really good job. I think there's a number of people who, I'll tell you this, I do think it's time for this job to be local. I think this fan base would like someone who's going to be around for a while, not have to worry that their AD's going to leave tomorrow. But that can't be the only requirement. And I think Ryan is smart. I think his experience is good. I think he's worked with really good people. If the knock on him is he's 31 years old, then I think that's the wrong knock. Does that make sense?
I agree with that.
Now,
the opportunities, a lot of it comes down to, can you do it or can you not? But then there's a sense of, well, can you give me this opportunity to do it?
Now, Ryan, and we didn't get into all this. I'm not going to get into it with him on the radio, but is Ryan comfortable walking into a room and commanding a room like Eddie or Fernandez, right? I mean, that's part of it. Like when you watch Jason Eck walk into a room and speak in front of people, and that's part of it. But I love where he is. I love where he's come from. We didn't get into this, and Bad Streets, and I have this written down. We didn't get into this when we talked about stadium expansion. And I'm going to tell you before I read the email. Everybody thinks you've got to go bigger and bigger and bigger on the stadium. And I'm going to tell you the trends across the country are smaller, more modern stadiums. You sold out the stadium, one time since 2006? And all of a sudden you want 50,000 people. So Bad Street says in other growing communities, they're always thinking of how to expand that capacity with new things. It's just not right. Not in New Mexico. We're looking at ways where we can downsize. Lomas after we just downsized Central Broadway. We downsized one of the most successful arenas in the country to where it is now, too old/small for many events. Now, instead of building a new state-of-the-art stadium that will last for another 50 years, we're looking at putting a Band-Aid on a venue that was outdated the minute it opened in 1960 and shrinking it in the process. It's a good thing people in the 505 once had a vision for level basketball. We'd be playing in a renovated Johnson Gym today. I hear you on the brand new stadium. If you told me we were going to build a brand new stadium, brand new, I would tell you I think 35,000 seats is the right number. What would you say?
I would agree with that. I think that this mentality that some have put out there of saying this is so New Mexico, why aren't you building a 50,000 seat stadium? I'd say, well, you're feeding in that mentality because you're just looking for something negative in there. I am not on 50,000 seats is going to be empty. I'm not on board with that at all. To me, that's not small-minded. That's not looking back of looking at this proposal because you're trying to modernize everything in a way that it hits everybody. Because where is that lump sum of $350 million coming from? That's the biggest question.
And do you want to go into debt, and then you're going to scream about debt. So SMU, Gerald Ford Stadium, they just went to the ACC. And they redone their stadium. What do you think capacity is?
38,000.
32. What do you think capacity? I'm just picking a random ACC. What do you think capacity at Wake Forest? Wake Forest, long time ACC school.
34,000.
31 and a half. Give me something comparable.
I don't think I think that's an outrageous number in some people's minds. 50,000.
Yeah, no, I think it's outrageous too. And
it doesn't mean you won't be good. It doesn't mean it won't be nice. But
look, San Diego State just built theirs. It's about 31,000. Colorado State built theirs about 32, 33. Baseball stadiums. Look at the Miami Marlins stadium. They built a new stadium. It's not 60,000 people. I understand. You always think, well, we'll put 50. When are you putting 50,000? I mean, with all due respect, you're struggling to put 20. I don't know if that's your biggest concern. Does the pit feel like it's not the pit because it's not 1818?
I'm sure there's moments for people that grew up in that, but the pit losing capacity is not why they don't have events. It's just the design of the building itself. You're not able to hang things. You're not able to put new NCAA courts in. And by the way,
and if you'd have ripped down the pit, people would have lost their mind.
And by the way, this isn't you missed an opportunity. The NCAA is going away from regular basketball arenas for a lot of stuff.
All right, 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Hey, wanted to hop in there and follow up on what Ryan Berryman was talking about. Number one, 32,000. You know where those 2,000 seats are, Jeff?
What are we talking about? What 32,000? What?
2,000? When they were talking about reducing the capacity.
Oh yeah, there's suites.
I walked that stadium with Fern Lobo, and the reduction is so that you can create.
The concourse. That's what you're asking.
30-foot concourse.
Yeah.
It's taking two rows on the east side and the west side out of the lower portion of that stadium and building it up so that you have 30-foot concourses, which is going to relieve a ton of pressure on crowds. And by the way, bigger is not always better. And so people who just want to complain about something are going to complain. Here, I got a suggestion that's more positive. Go to your computer, look up Find My Legislator, okay? That's what it's called, Find My Legislator. And you can get the email address of your state legislators. They're up in Santa Fe right now. I wrote mine. Guess what, Jeff? And bear with me because she wrote me back.
Really?
Okay? Diane Torres Velasquez. And she said, "Hi, Rudy. This is certainly a worthwhile project. I talked about the stadium and asked for them to fund it." She said, "I received the university priorities, and I don't have them in front of me at the moment, but I'm certain you are not alone in making this request. Since I am not on the House Allocations Committee, I will have one chance to support this with my vote on the floor when the budget bill is presented. I will certainly support this, and I thank you for bringing this to my attention and for giving me your input on this priority."
Good.
Jeff, these are our elected officials. These are the people with the money. These are the people that can, in one vote, change our trajectory. Why are we not writing them?
I'm sure people
don't know.
Right.
I mean, I was hoping you'd ask Ryan if he wanted it. I don't know if he wants us to write the legislator or not, but I don't see how that hurts.
All right, no, I appreciate that.
I'm waiting to hear.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And there's a lot of stuff I didn't ask for Brian. We only had three segments, but yeah, no, I'll ask him that. All right, Rudy. No, I appreciate it, and it's good stuff, and I appreciate the feedback on it. Thanks for that.
Yeah, so write your legislator. Make this happen. That's how things get done up in Santa Fe. When you let them know what you want, then they can say, "Hey, I heard from my constituency, and this is something they support. This is something they want." And once that gets through, I don't expect the governor to veto it. Okay? So
no, she won't
let's see if we can make this happen. Appreciate the time.
All right. Got to take this break. If you're there, stay there. JJ, promise tickets now. Can we do that with one person online? All right, stay there at 505-246-0610. We do have a pair of tickets to go see Luke Bryan. That is a show that's going to be at the Isleta Amphitheater on June 13th. The tickets don't go on sale until Friday, but we got a pair to give away right now. Caller 4, 505-246-0610. Call now for your chance to win a ticket to see Luke Bryan. If you're on the phone, stay there. You're coming up when we get back. On 95.9 FM at AM 670 Sports.
NFL.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies.
You'll feel like you again, boys. They know it works. It's proven. They talk to you. They create something specifically for you. There's not a hair, one size fits all, do this. No. What's wrong with you? What's going on with you? How do you feel? What's your body feeling? What are your goals? What do you want to be? And they create a plan tailored to you. Feel better now. Take action today. The number's 505-240-8559. 505-240-8559. They're online at VitaVitalMedical.com. That's V-I-D as in David A, V-I-T as in Thomas A-L. VitaVitalMedical.com. Get back to being the man you know you are. Feel alive again with Vita Vital Medical, Albuquerque's hormone health experts. All right, 505-246-0610. Let's go to you. Who do I got? Earl. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Earl?
Good morning and happy 2026. One of the big things I wanted to say is I just wanted to call this year and remind you guys that I love your show and I'm a huge fan. I also want to say if Brian got a full-time job at UNM, I would be a huge fan of that also. And I honestly believe that the best is yet to come for UNM. And on a side note, I'm a huge fan of the Sports Animal app. I'm driving around New Mexico, and I get to listen to you, whether I'm in Albuquerque or not. I was at the Roundhouse in Santa Fe yesterday, and I would encourage every New Mexican to go to the Roundhouse, visit their their public servants and give them their peace of mind. And I did it yesterday, and I loved it. One more side note, this thing with Burger 21, I was very blessed to get to do some volunteer work on Sunday morning, and Burger 21 fed us. And I think your only problem is you need to have more slots for sale because you're going to sell out so fast. If you don't get it, you're going to regret it. And really, I think that that's all I have to say, guys. I hope you have a great year, and I hope you keep on doing it because I love listening to you.
All right, appreciate your last really kind. Thank you. And yeah, that's the thing with those things. They sell out quickly. Dan says, where's the money going to come from? Reply. Jeffrey, out of 50 states, name all that have more money in the bank right now than New Mexico. There's one. It's Alaska. New Mexico is richer than 49 others, so I don't want to hear how poor we are. I tell you all the time, I use the term we're the richest poor state in America. Our people aren't making the wages that other states make, but as far as a state itself, and how do we get this to the people? How do we grow the economy? And this is one vehicle through which we can do this, right? It's not the only one. It might not even be the most important, but it is on the scale. It is on the importance, on the priority list. It is.
And especially when you look at athletic competition and where you want your teams to be, is if you're going to do it the best you can, because this is what everyone is working with. And I thought the way Ryan put it was really interesting, because when he's talking about whether it's presidents or ADs, the decision makers in a lot of these rooms. And he said, all right, when they come to Albuquerque, what are they doing? We're a football trip. That's all they know. And so when you're on the outside and when you're a Lobo fan and you're screaming about the stadium and however you feel about what you want to see, that was kind of one of those moments like that's kind of all they've been walking into. And if they are with their team and they're like, this is where the visitor locker rooms don't have to be great. They're not at every place. You kind of have that feel, but what they're experiencing is what you all don't like and realize is really old, then you can see why some of them might have had a side eye towards you.
Well, think of, when you make these trips, let's say you just go to San Jose State. What do you know about San Jose? You know that Marriott, you know that building, and maybe you know that restaurant across the street from the hotel, right?
That is correct.
That's all you know. And these are people who, because let's just say the athletic directors, those are the people in the room who decided on, and the presidents on Conference 3 line. Lobo Hobo says, set up to win. Reply to that guess, Jeff. How many years on the OD have callers said that about New Mexico State? Ho-hum, who they've beaten when the Aggies won their league. They said the same thing about Richie McKay at Liberty. Well, now the Lobo Athletics is going to be in a comparable league to those two. How can they go crazy if they win a championship? Because you win championships in the league in which you play. I've said this a zillion times about New Mexico State. When they were winning, they didn't turn when Lobo fan rips on them for whoever they play, they didn't turn you down. They didn't say no to you. They're playing in the league in which they're in the league. If you win your league, that's your peers. That's where you are. A league championship is a league championship. You haven't won a league championship in football since the 60s, right? Wasn't it like the Borderland Conference or whatever the hell it was? I think that was the last time Lobo football won a football championship, a league championship. How do you get excited? Because that's what you're playing for. And if you win your league. And
well, everyone says they always wanted to be Gonzaga. Now here's your chance. Go dominate your league.
Well, and you got an opportunity now in football to represent the Group of Five. Right? if you next year your non-conference schedule is New Mexico State on the road, Oklahoma on the road. Who do you open up with? You get Mercyhurst. Who's the other game? There's a comparable game. Is it a MAC team? It's Central Michigan. So you open up with Central Michigan, Mercyhurst, Oklahoma, and New Mexico State. So let's just say and let's say you don't beat Oklahoma. Right? Let's say you lose to Oklahoma by 18. But you beat Central Michigan, you beat Mercyhurst, you beat New Mexico State, you run the table. Let's just say that for leaps and games, okay? And that means you got to beat UNLV, who I think is going to be pretty good, and you got to beat Northern Illinois, and you got to beat Wyoming and Air Force. So let's say you're 11-1. You win your league. How do you feel about that? You're in the conversation for the college football playoff, aren't you?
You're in the mix.
I mean, in a vacuum, I don't know what the rest of it looks like. I don't know who's going to win the Pac-12. I don't know what Boise State or San Diego State or whomever's going to look like. I don't know. But at that point, how are you feeling? You're 11-1. Are you Tulane this year?
That's a possibility.
And what if you beat Oklahoma and you lose to, say, to UNLV, and then you beat them in the championship game? You're 12-1. Huh? Just asking. On stadium sizes, those of you who are complaining about that, let me just give you SMU's ACC, they're 32,000. Wake Forest ACC 31.5. Oklahoma State Big 12 35,548. Pac-12 Oregon State. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. I'm sorry, wrong on Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's 53,855. Oregon State 35.5. Washington State 32,950. Pretty much right there about where your peer institutions are, aren't you? Jeff, I don't want to be what they are. I want to be better than that. All right, is better having a 50,000-seat stadium that you can't fill? I mean, with all due respect, I will argue 50,000 is too good for this football program. I don't think anybody wants, except for those who say just go big, go big, go big. You need 50, and if you do, you can add another deck on. Right? When you get to that point where you're requiring 50,000 seats. San Diego State, Colorado State, Pac-12 schools, former Mountain West schools, they both built new stadiums. What's Boise State going to do? I mean, is that a fair comparison? As they continue to build on their football capacity? Boise State, 36,363. Oh, wait, look, JJ, the North End Zone project has temporarily reduced the number to 33,000 for the upcoming season. Standard capacity, 36,360. It's right where you are right now. I think we're focused on the wrong thing. The pit's not the stadium. It is different. What you should be focused on now is modernizing it. And those of you who are on the whole, why put a Band-Aid on it instead of rip it down, I hope Ryan helped understand that. Do you want to go into debt? I'm going to guess those of you who are saying that are the same ones who say, I don't want to go $200 million into debt. I don't. So you do it phase by phase. I don't know that there's a perfect solution to this. All I know is there needs to be a solution.
If you look at the phasing proposal, if they're able to get it done, that is a new stadium without a complete rip down. If they're just doing it, we'll build the north first and then focus on the east side, south side. Like, it's going to be a new stadium just without having to completely demo the thing down to the stuff.
All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. I got thoughts. You send in on the Steelers. What should they do? We're there for you on that. Half hour to go wherever you want on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports.
Join.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf.
Opening drives on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Hour. 505-246-0610. Ryan Behrman was in, the interim athletic director, and we were talking to him about college sports, UNM, the job, the stadium. You're in at 505-246-0610. Manny, thanks for holding. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day. I love the show. Jeff, I wish they'd let you do the play-by-play on more football games. I think you're an excellent play-by-play guy.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Yep. On the stadium issue, I'm okay with a smaller stadium. I do like the tear-down idea because I've heard from coaches. I played under Bill Mont and Joe Morrison, and when I look at other stadiums, our stadium is set too far back. I think you remember there used to be a running track around the field, and so the fans are way back off the field. If you go to Wyoming, which has much smaller seating capacity, the crowd, though, is on top of the field. It's the same at Oregon State. It's the same at Oregon. You know, I just moved back home from the Pacific Northwest. Those stadiums are loud because the fans are closer to the field. My other argument is they need to pull the benches out and put chairback seating, because when those benches were put in with seating assigned, people were much smaller. We've got a lot bigger people these days, and it's just too crowded the way the seating arrangement is. But really, I think they need to move. They need to drop the field and bring the stands closer to the field. That's my argument.
Right.
Thank you, Jeff.
So on that, move the stands closer. First of all, I kind of like, now this is where I'm sitting. I kind of like having that room behind the benches. For TV, you have that TV cart that goes back and forth. There's room. There's a lot of congestion on the field. So there's that. I don't know. Do you feel that the fans are too far off the field? I don't know that I need them any closer, but that's a fair comment. I listen to that.
And one of the suggestions in the phasing process is chairbacks in the lower bowl.
Well, yeah, yes. I mean, look, man. As we talk about comfort in stadiums, yes, chairbacks in the lower bowl is about right. Yes. It's time for bench seating time, and it's not comfortable. Yeah, we used to do that. We keep talking about what makes the experience better, the environment better. Sitting in a damn chair, like with all due respect, JJ, like where you sit at Lobo games, you get that cushy chair and the table in front of you. It's great. I'm
on board with.
I like sitting in my chairbacks.
I'm not against that.
Yeah. This one says, this is on the text line, 505-246-0610. Turn the horseshoe that is our stadium into a bowl that allows people to walk around the entire stadium. Put stadium seats in the lower bowl. An enclosed bowl would add bathrooms and concessions on the south side. Could probably get creative with corporate-sponsored suites on the south side addition. Keep the bench seats in the north end zone at a cheap rate for us families with a lot of kids. 32,000 seating feels reasonable. So I think there is a plan. It's one of the phases, JJ, to enclose or walk around on that south end. And I wouldn't be
Have
mad.
people been reading the proposal?
Yeah,
actually?
no, it's in the proposal. And I'd be cool with putting some suites in those corners, where you're going to wrap it around. But yeah, that's part of the phase is enclosing. I didn't get into this with Ryan. One of the things about this particular stadium is you don't have access 20 or 360 degrees around the stadium like you do other places where you can enter anywhere you want. You don't have that at this stadium. But yeah, like that part, everything you just said is in the proposal.
They have, of course, phase one would be redo of the entire north side access, ticketing, spacing, all that stuff. Phase two, lower bowl, chairbacks.
All there.
Phase three, new south concourse and video board
on the south end.
And then they are talking about, the 360 experience around the stadium. So yeah, they're trying to check those boxes.
This one says we were at the San Diego State football game, and I described it as a huge pit. I think that's good, like the pit. It was electrifying. So I am with stadium improvements they are discussing. Like anything to modernize and give you a better environment, a better experience. I think people are. Jerry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Jerry.
Good morning, Jeff, JJ. 2 years ago, I wrote Michelle Lujan and asked her for some improvements. So, I'm glad she took, it only took her 2 years to get back to me, but I appreciate it, Governor. It's ridiculous for us to say, hey, can we, do this or that. They've got a pretty good plan, but the one thing that I think they're missing out on, and I sent you the email, is, and I don't know if Associate AD or whatever his name got to respond to it, but the thing about the stadium that is the most important to me is the width of the concourse on the east and west side, because it's a mosh pit, and they're going to improve getting in, going to the bathroom, but if you still have a big crowd, it's a very dangerous situation. So I wish they could include that in the first phase.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. I do. I think that's what's important is widening those concourses and making that experience. Yeah, one of the things Brian said, I think it was off air, is so we don't have as many people fighting down there. Yeah, you've got to uncongest that. Yeah.
And losing those 2,500 seats, that's no big deal. Trust me. Even when that place says they have 37,000 people, you can find a place. So another 2,500 less is not going to affect us if we can improve that stadium. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
All right. This one says, if we're cutting seats, we need to do something to create a bit of an echo chamber. The stadium was less open air. That SDSU game would have been even louder. I mean, what do you want to do? Not sure what we're doing to make it louder and more aesthetic. Or not aesthetic. What's the word? Keep the sound. Okay. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. The fact is we're moving on. And if legislature, and it feels like there's momentum at legislature, if legislature moves on it and we get the money in, you can start making the place better. And I'm just going to tell you, Ryan was in, and Ryan's a basketball guy, the interim athletic director, but he understands how important football is and what it means to conference affiliation and to revenue generation. And I think he explained it pretty well. And those of you who are more basketball than football, cool. And again, you're not cheating on basketball to support football. And whether it pains you or not, football is that important. And that means stadium renovation. And where are you going to be in the next iteration of conference only? And where are you going to be next time the grant of rights come up? And what is your league going to look like? And where are you going to? Are you moving up? You moving out? You moving what? Because I think at some point you're moving, and that's going to be the key. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Keep them coming. We'll get to you when we get back, and we will wrap you up. You playing Prize Picks? Because I have the app open right now. I can play tonight, and I can have fun with it, and I probably will. Dylan Brooks, 4.5 rebounds, more or less. Huh? You like that tonight? Maybe you want to play Asar Thompson. More or less, 8.5 rebounds and assists. Ooh, there's Kawhi tonight. They're playing at Utah, 19.5 points, more or less. Prize Picks is the perfect way for you to win and cash in on your teams. I don't care who your favorite team is. Whether you're going to play the big game in football or you're playing basketball, you can mix them up however it is. I discovered Prize Picks. I'm digging it because I watch the games like you do. I think I know a little bit just like you do, so why not let it pay off? Who's going to go nuts? Who's overhyped? You make your picks in less than 60 seconds. You turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. I love the 4-player lineups. That's kind of my thing, but you can go 2 to 6 players. Here's how it works. You pick more or less on lineups of 2 to 6 players. You sit back, you enjoy. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks. That means if you want to pick the same player 3 times in the same lineup, you can. You want to go Steph Curry, points, 3-pointers, and assists, you can do all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code KNML, get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KNML, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's on Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
This is a West.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
logos, the cups, the big screen effects. I felt like I was 5 years old again. Excited to get my Red Vines and Lobo cup to take home. Honestly, one of the best game experiences I've had as a Lobo fan. The nostalgia hit hard. With Lobo and now Berryman, I've noticed UNM Athletics' marketing game has been stepped up, getting our programs more recognition as the fan experience that they are trying to provide. Tough game tonight. Go Lobos. That is from Greek Freak. This one says the stadium would be louder by dropping the field and bringing the stands closer in a bowl. Artesia High School is a build that drops and forms a bowl a few feet. You still have room for TV, etc. There's a lot of people on the sidelines that probably don't need to be there. There is a lot of people on the sidelines that don't need to be there, other than, you know what, sometimes access means revenue. What's their purpose? They have a what happens to the soccer field in the new proposal? I don't think anything. I think that complex remains intact. Correct?
You probably actually get at least an updated press box for that side, I would assume, if they're doing some restructuring and having to move some things around.
Maybe. All right. Fred, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Fred.
Hey, Jeff. Boy, listen to Ryan Berryman. It was a great interview. I mean, it kind of reminds me of what that Chrissy Baines did with the Isotope. Started from the bottom, worked his way to the top, and that's what Ryan did. And boy, what a perfect person to have, really, to be our athletic director. Somebody that started from the bottom, went to the top, and so I know my boy sent a email to him a couple of days ago, and he got a reply back within 15 minutes from Ryan. I couldn't believe it. I've told you this before. One of the really important things for older people to get done there is to have railings. I can't walk up the steps like when you watch the basketball game and stuff. If there wasn't railings, I couldn't go to the games. Just like everybody that's in their 70s and 80s, and that's something that's real important to do. Hey, I also wanted to mention congratulations to UNM again on their final standings of the Learfield rankings. We finished 23rd. We're ahead of like USC, SMU, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Kentucky, LSU, Washington State, all these. It's amazing what the UNM's done, and that's why it's so important for the minor sports, too, to help them out, too, just like they're doing for baseball and softball, because like the men's and women's cross country, how successful they were. They helped in this ranking, and we're the top G6 school in the rankings. And then one last thing, Magalese. I don't know if we've talked much about this, but I looked to see what her field goal average was. It was 38%. She was on threes. She's 13.9. Free throws, 50%. But the other day when she played Air Force, she was 9 for 14 field goals, 5 for 6 on threes, and 6 for 6 on free throws. And I just wanted to what JJ thinks is this is maybe a breakthrough, and maybe this will help the women's team to maybe play a little better in the second half of the season. So,
all right. Thanks, Fred. Got anything on Joanna Magalhaes?
It was an out-of-body experience for Joe. She's shooting 13% from three on the season. She was 6 of 44 going into the game, shooting threes, and she goes 5 of 6 on the road.
Right.
29 points. Crazy.
You want some breaking news in the NFL? Buffalo Bills head coach, according to Adam Schefter, Bills are working to finalize a deal to make Joe Brady the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He's their offensive coordinator. So they, according to Schefter, they're staying in-house, going Joe Brady with the Buffalo Bills. All right, back to you. Esteban, thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Esteban.
Good morning, gentlemen. All right, so when it comes to Lobo Athletics overall, you see with the Learfield rankings, we've done more with less with this college for a very long time. We've been the tops of G6 for many, many years, and looking if we were able to throw some more money in from either the legislature or from just the general public into all sports, not just football, not just basketball, not just men's basketball, but all sports. if we're able to pull more money into all these, like many of these other higher tier colleges are doing, we will be successful. Look at what we now see right now, what's going on with all the colleges, like with the resurgence now in women's basketball that's happening right now. We, as UNM, with what Flanagan brought into us here, we had everything placed in the proper areas for us to be massively successful when we were in the WAC, in the Mountain West, and possibly to move to another different level across all sports. But unfortunately, we've fallen off to the point where there is no fan engagement in women's basketball anymore. And when you start looking at everything across the board, fandom needs to show up, and they need to support, they need to do everything they can to support all sports. It's sad to see that overall you look at men's basketball and everyone was not wanting to get on the whole Olin train at the very beginning. Now people are starting to come up now, but at the same time, this team, while they have had some snafus with women's basketball this year, you do see that this team is literally the most talented team that we have had in the past, I'd say, 10 years at this university.
The men's team?
For women, for the women's. So we need to make sure that fans are coming out to the games, because the attendance for women's basketball is dwindling.
So how do you suggest that then? I mean, I don't know that I think that's going to turn your whole athletic department, but how do you suggest and bring in, if women's basketball is your priority, bringing fans back, your suggestion is what?
The suggestion is getting fans invigorated in the product again. And the problem is that at the very beginning of the season, there's always excitement, and the team could be on a winning streak. We could have a great record going into Mountain West Conference play, and football just ended, so we're not going to be going to the football games now. Okay, we're only going to go to the men's games. And it just, people make a decision that, oh no, it's women's basketball, I don't want to support it. I don't want to go out to that. Not going to be there. If they get on a larger winning streak, and maybe if they're going to win the Mountain West Conference tournament, possibly, maybe we'll support them. I got to go.
Yeah, Esteban, we hit the top of the hour, and I appreciate the call. Thank you for that. It's interesting. I didn't know where he was going with that. So, I mean, he thinks somehow women's basketball bringing the, and we can have that conversation tomorrow. If you're on the line, apologize. We're out of time. Thank you to Ryan Berryman for spending time with us today. He was in studio. You can listen to that over on the podcast. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome show's after that. Kenny Thomas comes in with Unfiltered at 4. We're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7. Global men's basketball, 8:30 on our news radio KKOB. Adrian, great work on the TV side as always. He is JJ Buck. I am merely Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.